How are you all doing? Oh, interesting week. Oh, are we up for a ride? When I was meditating, I heard, be aware what's happening in your absence. Wonderful things are happening in your absence. Things that you don't see, didn't see coming. And it's after coming together in separation, things started to swirl. I said there's another vortex coming in, and that meant when that other vortex came in, the other energy came in, things starts to unfold. So beautiful things will happen in the time of absence. If you're in separation or you're not together, and every time when the energy comes in and you merge together, things starts to shift, things become for the better, things starts to grow, and you really are starting to see that it has to do with both of your energies. You know, the energies of being absent out of each other's reach, that is creating more momentum. That's what I hear. Not only for the divine feminine, but also for the divine masculine. And they're in that synchronicity, and more, they both starts to realize more and more that energy is that energy is being sent from the universe to both of them, and actually doing the same things at the same time, but not aware of it. And then everything starts to merge. That means that those souls are connected with each other. Those souls are connected with each other. So there is prosperity for the divine masculine, prosperity for the divine feminine. So let's see what is happening in this twin flame journey. If you want a private reading from me and you want your own twin flame reading, you want to know where you're heading with your journey, all the details are in the description box below. So you can go there and see what is happening. Send an email, whatever, how you want to contact me for your own reading. I'm in Holland at the moment, so if you want, here it comes again. I'm in Holland at the moment, so if you want your own private reading, face-to-face, or, maybe remote, all is possible. So, the sacred mountain. So they both have time and space for themselves, to create that sacred energy. It's the sacred mountain means walk your own path to the light. And you both are doing this. So I see that everywhere you go, you shine your light, and healing is being done. So every time when your energy merge somewhere on a certain place, your guides are having your back, that you are protected, that you are doing the work unconsciously, and that you're healing. Your energy is so healing. And you are also merging and purging and transmuting all these energies from places that needs to be shifted. So you both do that together to shift and purge your own energy. Maybe you had an overload of something, and then you have to, you know, walk your own path for a while and work with that, you know, and concentrate to get you on your own path. There could be triggers in it because there are so many. Oh, yeah, that's what I want to say. They said, you know, we had Friday the 13th. That also means Friday the 13th was the I think it was the 666 years of a new portal opening. And we need to be aware because in the third dimensional realm, it is huge chaos coming up. You know, there is a lot of things that are going to happen and to shift during this time. And we all see it. We all see it around us. We all see it, what is happening in this world. But it's also changing things that needs to be changed. So truth must come out, you know, eyes must be opened. Maybe you see things of yourself that is in a different daylight than other people see you. And, you know, you get information about that, you know, and that it's a beautiful thing because when you come aware and you walk in your own path by yourself for a long time, and you start to interact with other people after that loneliness or after that own time, people see you different than they think that you are. You know, it's they don't see that third dimensional realm around you anymore. They see a totally other energy standing there, walking their own path. But sometimes you get a different view of that. And it's okay to be like that and hold on to your own visions. You know, what you have in mind for yourself, hold on to that because that's the way you need to go. But don't close your eyes for what people have to say about you. You know in your heart space what's the truth. And when you know in your heart space what's the truth, you can take it on as an advice, or you can say, okay, that doesn't resonate with me and I take it overboard. And everybody has the right on an opinion, but it doesn't need to be that way that you have to take on that opinion of them. So that's what they say. Walk your own path, go to the sunlight, go to that light, and all the things what's happening around you that is triggering you, it's just a sign. Um, it's just a sign to work with it, or just let it go if it doesn't resonate. That's the only thing you can do about it. You can't change how other people think about you. They see an aspect of you that is coming from their perception. So, and it can also, if you're open for it, not seeing it as attack, or that other people want to harm you with it. You can also see it as, oh, I can learn something from that. Thank you so much. That's it. So go on that vision quest, go on that journey, go within, and merge yourself in that energy again. It's your sacred mountain where you get your views, where you get your inspiration, where you get your, go into nature, take a walk in the park or whatever, and come to that inner self. Come to your heart space, and then you know what is happening there. So it's the vision quest. It's going within, and it's time. It's time to go within, because Last time I talked about the dark goddesses here. Oh yes, she is here. You know, with all her shadows, all her aspects that she's, you know, throwing in the cauldron, stir it all up, you know, and work with it. You know, work with that energy, because it's beautiful to explore your shadows and you know, to to let that shadow shine, you know, put the light on that shadow so it can, you know, evolve. And that's the most beautiful thing there is. You know, it's the time to work with the shadow. You know, almost Halloween. Samhain is coming. The goddess is already here. You know, we feel her. Things are certainly in the third dimensional realm. Everybody will feel it. Everybody is aware of it, what is happening. And yeah, um, and I hear you're always on the right place. Always where you are, it's the right place. So the absence of the divine feminine and divine masculine creates something beautiful for both of them. Crystal child in the heart space. You know, you are a crystal child. You know, the divine masculine knows he's a crystal child, that he's coming from a higher frequency, that that they know each other from a former lifetime. There is this playfulness, the ancestors are there, the playfulness is there, and it starts to blossom because their hearts are like one. You know, and it's not that sometimes you say, okay, you know, that doesn't fit or this doesn't fit. But that's our mind, you know, it's not what the divine thinks, you know, the divine puts you together to let something blossom. And what it is, what needs to blossom, you don't know, you know. It's just the journey that will tell if it's okay for both of you. You will feel it. I also hear divine feminine gets very nervous, when things are shifting and changing, when the divine masculine comes closer. You know, the closer he comes, the more nervous he gets, or she gets. The more closer he comes, the more nervous she gets. And that has to do with not knowing what to do, actually. What shall I do with this energy? You know, it's beautiful, it's harmonious, it's fun. I hear more humor can be used in it, you know, more humor can be used in it, but that's okay, you know. Everything has its time, everything has its divine, notice. So everything has its place, I hear. So, but they know they are together. They know that heart beats for each other. The heart of the divine masculine beats for the divine feminine, and for the divine feminine for the, you know, vice versa. And so I notice that's what they say. It's when they're going their separate ways, or they get separated, and they're on their own. You know, they still have that feeling of, I miss them, but they're not dependent on it. They're not needy towards each other. And that's why they can create, you know, in their own environments when they are separated. How does the divine masculine seize the divine feminine? So in his heart space, there is the union for the divine masculine growing like a flower, you know, opening up bit by bit. And how does he see the divine feminine? Let's see. How does he see the divine? It's a very late, you know, podcast video actually, because I'm taking care of my dad, and I'm so happy with all the healing, all the people that had thoughts about him, and I can say, luckily, the treatment did really well. So yeah, I have very, very good hopes that he is going to make it and pull through. So that's why I'm doing this, you know, late evening one, because daytime I'm too busy to do other things. Breathing, yeah, divine masculine says, oh please, divine feminine, take a breath, you know, take it easy, you know, you're holding everything up, you know, you're flying, you know, on an energy that is pushing you forward, and it's almost like from a survival mode, you know, it's almost like you're in this survival mode, you know, this feeling, you know, from long time before, but you know, you keep a breath, because you know, take it a notch down, because you are you're on such a roll. Actually, you get so pushed by the energies to be able to sustain everything, to hold the twin flame situation, to hold everybody in your surroundings, and you hold that light within you, you know, and you catch that light, and you keep on going to that light to push you forward, or let you drag forward. That's also a thing. Let you drag forward, because and then I hear that's what love does. You know, if you really love someone, you're going on that light. You're going on that love that is pushing you forward towards the people that need it in your surroundings, and that's the, yeah, the light of the union. But you know, it's time also for you to retreat, to breathe, to come, you know, you're doing so much, you know, traveling all over, working for the collective, working with the land, working for, towards the portals and towards the people you care about. But it's also time necessary for you to breathe, you know, to hold that space for you, that you can, you know, can breathe actually. So that's how he sees the divine feminine, you know, going towards that union within herself, holding the divine masculine within herself and the divine feminine in herself, and then merging it. That there is no separation within herself. You know, she holds that two energies, she holds that in balance. So that's very, very beautiful. And she is going for the highest goal. That's what he sees, because yeah, she is moving forwards to that partnership. She is moving towards to that partnership. And she hold that light, you know. There is no doubt in her there's no doubt in her mind, you know, about the twin flame journey between the masculine and the feminine. No doubts at all. You know, it's also past lives, I hear. And that's what how the divine masculine sees it with the divine feminine. What is in the divine feminine's mind space? Purity. You know, the purity of the unicorn. Walking with the unicorn, walking with their healing, being in that pure space of love, of groundedness also, you know. It's the unicorn is one of the purest energy, and she let her unicorns guide her, you know. Sincerity, beautiful, serenity, and pure. So the light and the healing that she receives from the unicorn when she rides with them, when she connects with them, it's the most purest energy, because it's the energy of unconditional love. There is no judgment. There is no feeling in it. You know, that says, okay, it's dark, or it's this is this, or this is that. There is no division. It's unity. So that's what the divine feminine has in her mind space. What's in her heart space? Wow. The twin flames opening the heart. Because when you open your heart, tears of joy will come to the surface. And that's in her heart space. She says, you know, there is so much heart opening needs to be done, healing needs to be done, you know, to come into this process of unity. And when we coming in this unity, when we coming in this energy of looking each other in the eyes and seeing each other's soul, and moving deeper into that soul union with each other in that moment, in that gaze, you know, all things, all emotions will be stirred up, you know. And it could be emotions of love, emotions of what you feel in the other person, what you experience, and in that moment within your body, that starts to heal the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And that's what she feels. She knows. I hear, when I looked in your eyes, I knew. In the divine feminine's heart space, mind space, no doubt, I knew. And that's and it's all for the divine masculine. I knew you from a past life. I knew you from another dimension, and where it was from, I don't know, but there is a way to find out, and that's what she can do and feel. You know, she knows that it's past life reunion. I hear it's a past life reunion. So, and when they're in that space, beautiful things are getting activated. So, you know, codes get activated, but both of them. Divine feminine, divine masculine, could be that you get activated on the creativity level. It could be that you get activated on a psychic level, that you get activated on more insights. That you getting more in synchronicity with yourself, and then you also start to notice that you get more in synchronicity with other people around you. But for instance, you meet people on the right path, on the right time, on the right location, and that's all getting activated by the codes when you know, the masculine and the feminine are coming together, the twin flames are coming together. So what is the next step? How does the divine feminine sees the divine masculine? in her heart space. That's that unconditional love for the divine masculine. No matter what time, what, you know, how long time is passing by, you know, there's always this connection that won't change, because it's out of her control. It's guided by the universe, because now the divine masculine starts to realize that there is more synchronicity in this than he ever thought it was. He starts to see. He starts to open his eyes, say, Jesus, you know, what happens here happens there. So how is it possible when this is happening here and this is happening on that side, that it's in alignment and that it's synchronicity? Now he starts to realize, fuck, you know, this is totally different than with anyone else. This is orchestrated by the universe. Now he starts to realize and starts to see. Okay, thank you. Okay. You got the key. Unlock your gifts. Divine masculine is seeing, divine feminine is seeing that the divine masculine is unlocking his gifts. You know, it was time that he unlocks the gifts, the gifts of healing, the gifts of, you know, heart opening, I hear. You know, the playfulness, knowing that it's from ancient times, Lemurian times, Atlantean times. And there's a lot of things that is happening with the divine masculine at the moment in when they were in Atlantean time, you know, that they got betrayed by the Atlantean invasion, you know, to leave their children behind, to leave the family behind, that they had to make a choice to work for the reptile energies, because otherwise their families would be destroyed. And they were forced to make a choice in that. And the shame and the shame and the hurt because of that, and then got betrayed by the reptilian energy, you know, because when they let's say it signed a contract with the reptilian energies, you know, their divine feminine got, or their family got, you know, totally destroyed against, you know, what they promised them. So it is the total destruction that happened in Atlantean timelines is now coming back, and he has the key now to change it. He said, "Fuck, you know, I'm just deceived by, you know, these reptilian energies that trapped me, you know, like any other war, you know, and that's not a judgment, but that's how it works with wars. You know, they promise you, you know, heaven, and they give you hell. So that's yeah, a bit what is happening at the moment, and that's what is happening in the third dimensional realm if you get attached to that. So when you step out of the third dimensional realm and you go in that golden print, you have the key to change that. You know, to go back to Atlantean, Lemurian timelines, Palladian timelines, and create that beautiful stuff. And that's what they say. You have the key to success, you have the key to abundance, you have the key to love. You have that key, and you make the choice, you know, being held down by those energies of the past, you know, that you had also you know, a formal relation of or contract with, or you take a choice and say, I want the freedom, I want to go for my divine feminine, I'm going to create with her, because she has the knowledge and the know-how to see into that future, like the divine masculine, like, because when the divine masculine and feminine come together, their psychic gifts get so much activated. It's incredible. They can see through time, space, and beyond that. You know, they can see what's happening in the realm, but they also can see what's happening on this earthly plane. And they can make the choice, like, okay, you know, I'm not going to make this choice, but I'm going to make that choice. And that's what is opening up and revealing for the divine masculine. This is the amazing timeline that you have your gifts and that you can move through it. It's amazing how that works, and we are in the same. I don't want to say it's the same. It's not the same, because we are changing and we are shifting that energy from the Atlantean timelines. We're going into the into the blueprint of the golden age. So that golden age is already in our template, is already in our blueprint, that we can move through, and we can see that blueprint, and we say, okay, we're going this and this and this direction, and that's the way to go. And when we take that action onto it, you will join each other again, you know, to meet each other again on that level. So we are changing that energy together on different timelines, different dimensions. But when we meet in the same dimension, or we meet in person, or in you know, we are able to create that together. And that's what the old energies want, and that's why it's not that easy to come together in union as twin flames, because there's the third dimensional energy of shame, of you know, regret, of and that's still in your cells. You know, we need to cut that how do you say that? We need to cut that contract. We need to reprogram ourselves to let that go, to let that vision go. So yeah, we all know it's not an easy journey, but you know, it's a journey of growth. It's a journey of learning. It's a journey of wonder. And that is what's happening in the divine masculine and divine feminine energies at the moment, that there is a lot of wondrous energy and this is not expectation, but expecting the things to happen how they already visioned it a couple of months ago. And that is where there is no doubt. So in that timeline, there was no doubt. And that is what they will hold on to, and that will pull them through. Because eventually they know they will come into union. No matter what. No matter how many hardships they had. How many disappointments they had. How many fights they had. How many, you know, doesn't matter anymore. You know, because it's, the universe is saying, you know, I'm making it clear to you that you are in alignment with each other, even if you're not together. We will show you, because that's what we want for you. Dolphin energy fell out. So it's for, that will support the divine masculine. the dolphin energy of moving up a next level, you know, stepping out of that energy that was stuck, that will holding you down, and now it's pushing you forward. You know, the dolphin is really pushing you, you know, to move towards the light, to move to that place, even if it creates fear, even if it creates because of past energies, you know, it will push you forward. I also feel a lot of joy, you know, a lot of joy when divine feminine reach out towards the divine masculine. And that it will support him. Jump out of that energy, jump out of that ancient timeline, I hear, you know. Because it's almost like when he sees the divine feminine, it's almost like there is the past is coming up, you know, of the Atlantean timelines, the betrayal, the dishonesty of the contract with the reptilians to keep their families alive and then destroy their whole planet, right? So that is what is in reversal now. It's the total reversal now. It's now, you know, the light is showing now the that timeline of darkness that it needs to go, you know, because it doesn't resonate anymore with the timeline we are operating in, because it's the, yeah, because the light already won. And that's why the dark, it's an energy. It's not that darkness is wrong, that darkness is bad, you know. It's just an energy. And if you know how it works, you can transmute that energy into light. 3737 on the clock. Wow, beautiful. So, divine feminine, the elders. You have the support of the elders. You have the support of the ancestors. You have the support of the wisdom keepers. You have the knowledge of the ancient ones, the Lemurians, the Palladians, the I hear Vega, you know. It's also Venus. You know, you have so much support from the stars, Orion, you know, from the goddesses and the gods. And wow, there is so much that is supporting you to pushing through, to be able to come into union with your divine masculine. Wow, that is really something. That's really something. And I'm really honored to give this message to you, because it means that something you're really close. You're really close to receive what needs to be received. Oh, I also hear the Celtic timeline, but also the timeline of Egypt. You know, Egypt, Celtic knowledge. Divine masculine has a lot of knowledge. The Vikings. It's all I hear. It's all. Don't need to pronounce it all of it, because it's all one. It's all connected in one. And you have all the pieces. You have all the pieces that come together, you know, in the place, in the timeline. You've been put on each other's path for a reason. And you know the reason now, because you're both connected in this twin flame journey. And you have to, not have to, they will create time and space that you meet each other and that it can grow. And how it grows, in what capacity, if it's in friendship, platonic, you know, lovers. There are so many different levels in that, how it will work out. But eventually, they're coming together because their hearts already in union. I hear that those hearts were already in union and would not be able to separate, because in the Atlantean timeline there was already a contract. Now they find each other again, and then it needs to work out, played out, and all that kind of stuff. It has nothing to do that the divine masculine doesn't feel good enough for the divine feminine, or the divine feminine doesn't feel good enough for the divine masculine. That's not at all. You know, it's at now this time, the Atlantean timeline is playing out, and that needs to be healed by union. They're coming back together. No doubt in my mind, they're coming back together. So, what's the universe saying? Abundance and unconditional love. They're both creating abundance for each other. He creates abundance, she creates abundance. And the abundance is not always in a material way. When they come together and they create, their energies are merging, then they're creating abundance. Abundance in love, harmony, creation. I also hear he challenged her. He wants to challenge her. And she's saying, you know, I'm okay, I'm open for a challenge. I'm open for this, to walk that path with you. But I also need to take care of myself. And I've been so loyal always to other people, and gave my loyalty, you know, to a situation that that wasn't worth of my loyalty. Let's keep it that, because I needed to be loyal to myself first. And when I'm loyal to myself, I can be loyal to somebody else. And when I gave my loyalty to someone else, you know, that loyalty got abused. So I'm not going and giving my loyalty away. I be loyal to myself. And if I feel, you know, I need to take a step back, I will take a step back. I do what is good for me. And that doesn't mean that I reject you. It means I'm taking care of me first. Because when I didn't care about yourself first, and you give that away to somebody else, and give somebody else the more priority than yourself, you're losing yourself. You're losing yourself in the process. And that's also for the divine masculine, exactly the same thing. He gave himself away. He's been played, you know, played around, and now he says, I'm just staying loyal to me. You know, if that means I need to take it slow, I take it slow. You know, then that's his priority and that prerogative, you know, to do that. So, abundance for both of them, divine masculine and divine feminine. So let's see what the twin flame has to say. The twin flame cards has to say. Okay. Feminine twin. Wow, wow, wow. Your feminine twin. You're activating your higher self. You know, and that's what the divine feminine twins do. It's the 6-6 portal opening from that happens at solstice. Around solstice, that portal that opened is around solstice. Your higher self got so activated that you're going beyond everything else. You can see through all portals, all levels, all wormholes. You know, your guides and your ancestors are taking you to places you've never been before. And maybe other people don't understand what you're saying or what you're seeing, but that doesn't matter. You know, that doesn't matter. It's your journey. It's the twin flame journey of the feminine. That when that higher self gets activated, and when the monad is coming in, you can see through everything. You know, and that's very, very powerful. And you're dancing, you know, you're dancing through that realm, you're dancing to the universe, and you're seeing what's happening there. You're seeing what's happening in the on the planets. You know, you're seeing that some planets are totally fake, you know, and some planets are under threat, and some planets are just beauty. And you can tap into all these energy, and you can see it, and you can feel it, and you can make in this moment, you can make a choice. You know, is that what I connect with that program? Do I connect with that program? Do I connect with that energy, or say, okay, this is not a part of my contract? You know, I'm not interfering. I let it be for what it is, and I'm going to another contract. I'm going to another planet where I have a connection with. I have a contract with. So, what you don't where you're not making a contract with. When you leave the contract behind, you know, you're open for new things. And that's the beautiful thing from what is happening with the divine feminine at the moment. So she is a feminine twin. Remember your identity. You can do it. Divine masculine, you can do it. You know, remember your identity. So know who you are from your source, from your heart, and you can make that step. You can take that leap of faith. You don't have to hide, you know, behind a mask anymore. You don't have to, you know, pretend who you are, because divine feminine is you know, is seeing through it. She knows where you're from. She knows the remembrance. She knows where it came from. And that is what her journey was about. To see behind all the masks. To see, you know, what is playing out in the universe, that is playing out on this in this realm, in the now. So, and she says, whatever you feel, whatever you're struggling with, you know, you can do it. You can come into that union, you know, with your divine feminine. You just need to remember where you're from, who your ancestors are, what you're capable of, because what you experience, and that's for the most of the masculines are so grounded, are so kept down, you know, to this earthly plane, you know, that they forgot who they were in other lifetimes, how powerful they were, you know. That's why they wanted to take their power, because they were powerful. That's how they won the war. And because they wanted powerful people to take their energy away, to take their power away, to keep them hostage in that situation, that they can't move out of it, because they constantly had that energy of betrayal hanging above their head. You know, I betrayed my family, and they killed my family. You know, that's they made them a victim, and they didn't see their own potential anymore. And now the divine feminine says, as the twin flame, you know, I know you from before, and I'm going. It's a journey together that you can be restored in your original template, without the guilt, without the shame, without all of that. That's all done. You know, that's forgiven, that's done. It's a totally different paradigm. And that's what's happened. That's what happens in every war. Happens in every war. So, that's why the divine feminine and the universe says, you know, you can do it. You can do it, divine masculine. Wow, what a channeling, guys. It's late at night. Hope I can get some sleep. Didn't have much sleep, actually, the last couple of days. Weeks, actually, weeks. King. Divine masculine. You're the king. You're in your king energy. And if you're not in your king energy yet, divine feminine will push you in your king energy. She says, you know, you are worth royal. You are royal. And I will push you into that energy. You know, because you're worth every bit of it. You know, you're worth every bit of it. And not just for, you know, what you are, but you're integrating now. You know, you're out of your warrior energy. You know, you're out of that warrior. You integrated the magician. You integrated the lover, and integrated, you know, the warrior, and transmuted it by the magician and the lover. And that's how you became the king, because you're integrating it all. So the time of survival is done, because the divine feminine will push you. If you're not in your king yet, and you're still in that warrior energy, you know, use your magician and use your lover, you know, within, to, you know, start to rule your kingdom. And divine feminine will push you through that, to that king energy, because she knows that you have it in you, and that you can do it. And that's so beautiful. So she will be there all the way for you. You know, that's she will support you. She will put you up to that height. and say, you know, remember your throne. Remember the Atlantean timelines or the Lemurian timelines, that your throne is there. It's for the taking. Reclaim that energy. All what happened in the past is that's what I already said. It was to make almost like a victim out of you. Because you took on the victim role in an ancient timeline. They took away all your power, all your energy, and they made you a victim of their power, and they took your power away. And now they have your power because you gave it away. Now they have your power. What you can do now is burn that contract, reclaim it, and step in that king energy and reclaim that energy back into this realm, because it will only serve you. And with the divine feminine by your side, she will keep you on that throne, because she is that twin flame, and she is that queen. So you both will rule and heal and do the work that needs to be done. And she's not doing it by conversation. She's doing it with her energy. That's what I hear. She's not doing it by a lot of conversation. She's doing it really by her energy, supporting you. Not a lot of words are needed, because he already knows. So what else does he need to know? Soulmates. Clearing core wounds. You know, you are soulmates from another timeline. And those wounds are cleared every time when you are in connection, because those wounds are getting healed, you know. Yeah. And every time when you go back out, you know, after being together into separation, you know, and coming back in union again, you know, you really, and Divine Feminine is really helping you to clear those core wounds. And Divine Masculine knows that he can do it. That's what I hear. Okay, I'm going for my own cards at the moment. Some cards for the Divine Masculine and cards for the Divine Feminine. For the Divine Feminine, Masculine, I mean, go on a pilgrimage. Divine Masculine, go on a pilgrimage, or you're just been on a pilgrimage, but go on a pilgrimage, you know, go to that vision quest, you know, take that for yourself. But it could also mean you've been on a pilgrimage and a lot of things got cleared up by walking that path of the vision. You did a vision quest, so, or you need time for yourself again, you know, to go on a pilgrimage. Okay. New knowledge for the Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine gets new knowledge from the Divine Masculine, where to go, where to reach, what timeline, you know, that's really important. She gets new activations. And those activations are also from the divine masculine. So he activates her, she activates him, and there's new knowledge coming in. Create your rituals. So the things that you want to create, you know, you can do it by a ritual, you know. Maybe you need to do something different in your rituals. If you always repeat and repeat the same ritual, you get the same outcome. So change your routine, I hear. You know, like I I talked about, sorry, I talked about it last week. I'm already purging. Um, um, I talked about it last week. You know, if you have a ritual, always do the things, the same thing. You know, every morning, for instance, you eat the same thing. You know, starts to shift some things in your diet, or start to shift some things in your in the day, how you start your day. You know, make a and it doesn't need to be a big shift. You know, it only have to be a 2 millimeter shift. You know, it only takes 2 millimeters, you know, to level up. So yeah, do that. Make a little change in your yeah, in your rituals. Start meditating. You know, maybe you need to meditate more, divine masculine or divine feminine. You know, it's good for your mental health at this moment, and deepen those meditations. Maybe you need to meditate on the elements. You know, that is actually now, you know, together with this rituals, it would be very potent to work with the elements, you know. Meditate on the water, or go to the water and meditate. Go into the forest and meditate. You know, use all the elements, sit with the fire, read the fire, you know, warm yourself up with the fire. But get your fire going. That's what I hear. Get your fire going, and, you know, meditate on that fire. And so you can ground it. So you can take all these elements and ground it into your body, to ground it into your system, to anchor you into this earth. So the deeper your roots are going into this earth, the higher your branches can reach. And it's not by, you know, being like a lost project or projectile. Yeah, well, it's like being lost in space, and totally ungrounded, and not knowing where you're going, and not knowing what you're channeling, and not knowing what is happening in that realm, and then being totally um, out yeah, out of contact with yourself and your feelings when it's not grounded. You know, that's, you know, also take those elements to hold you steady and safe within yourself. Oh wow. The empty room, you fill it with material to distract you from entering the void. Wow. Well, I will give you the code for that. That's the code. The empty room, you fill it with material, is to distract you from entering the void. So the more you fill up your inner space with material things, that is just a distraction to enter the void, the empty space within. So that's really, really out there for someone. You know, don't go for the material. You know, it's just distracting you from what is within, how beautiful you are within, how beautiful your heart is, how open you are, you know, how beautiful your soul is, how you create that beautiful energy from the inside to the outside. That's more important than